This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Kia ora, good evening and welcome to the South Today, ko Craig Story aho. A Dunedin City Councillor has come up with an ambitious $20 million plan to save Dunedin's Cadbury's factory. Jim O'Malley wants the public to invest in a new company that would operate part of the factory, and he already has $70,000 in pledges. Roselle LeBone has more.
The gates were set to close for good on Dunedin's Cadbury factory in 2018. But now a ray of hope by way of an ambitious plan put forward by recently elected City Councillor Jim O'Malley.
If you'd asked me last night, I would have been quite nervous about it, but I think the response has been immense already. Well, it's only been up about an hour and we believe we've got the first $70,000 pledged.
O'Malley launched a website yesterday to register public pledges towards his goal of raising $20 million to keep part of the factory open and operating.
The plan is to raise the money to get all that equipment into the one spot, into the one building, and then bid for the third-party manufacturing with Mondelez for the Jaffas and the pineapple lumps. What that gets us is experienced Cadbury workers inside the factory and all the equipment we need to keep going forward.
He told The South Today there are many parts of the factory that are viable.
So what we're looking to do is buy equipment that currently makes pineapple lumps and Jaffas and all the stuff you're familiar with, chocolate fish, out of this building here and move it to this building here. So a lot of the cost of what we're facing is actually the moving of the equipment rather than the buying of the equipment. And then we want to buy this building, and inside this building is the dairy plant. So that's the chance to move back towards making dairy milk chocolate as well.
O'Malley is also considering purchase of the dairy processing plant.
Ultimately, we'd like to get the dairy unit operating again to make dairy milk chocolate, but that's the third phase of the process. But to not own it now would mean that you've got somebody else owning that equipment in the middle of your factory.
Mondelez spokesman Jake Patton says in a statement, "We've received a number of inquiries from interested parties. However, apart from acknowledging their interest, we have not engaged in further discussions with any of them to date. We are continuing to do the work required to establish a formal process and will get back in touch with interested parties in due course." O'Malley says the factory will continue to make Cadbury products, but the long-term goal was for the factory to create its own brand. I'm Roselle LeBone for The South Today.
And if you think the idea has merit, you can make a pledge by visiting ownthefactory.co.nz, and that will be open until June the 21st. Now, being overweight or obese in childhood is closely linked to heart health risk in middle age. Oh, really? New research from the University of Otago's longitudinal study is showing that people who are overweight in childhood are more at risk than those who weren't. Lead author of the new research paper, Professor Michael Williams, says that being overweight or obese in childhood is a known risk factor for developing cardiovascular disease, the #1 cause of death worldwide. The world-famous study has closely tracked nearly every aspect of the health and development of more than 1,000 people born in Dunedin since 1972, 1973 until the present day. And it is the most quoted medical research on the planet. A proposal to permanently remove free car parks along 3 kilometres of State Highway 6 at Frankton has been welcomed by the Queenstown Airport Corporation. But the Frankton community is concerned that residential streets in the new Frankton area will become the next hotspot for those who are looking for free parking. Mina Amso has the details.
Parking for free along State Highway 6 near Queenstown Airport will soon be no more, as the result of a decision by the New Zealand Transport Agency. That might upset air travellers used to leaving their cars behind while flying out of Queenstown Airport. But the move has been welcomed by the Queenstown Airport Corporation.
From talking to residents and visitors alike, that there are safety issues with people backing out onto a state highway. There are also issues with regard to the look and feel as sort of your introductory view of what it looks like to come to this region, and the aesthetics that sometimes really are impacted by that.
As an alternative, travellers will be able to park here and catch a bus to the airport. This is the corporation's new park and ride facility, due to open on the 22nd of June, after the completion of the new Stage 1 Eastern Access Road projects. The facility will have 150 car parks for people looking to travel for 2 days or more. Kiel says its capacity will be increased to 300 by the end of the year. The Frankton Community Association Chairman Glenn Lewis has welcomed the initiative.
Certainly happy that they're doing something. Hopefully it gets well used, especially once it's coupled with the public transport system and everyone gets on board for that. With that, it'll certainly make a difference.
But he says the community is concerned cars are already parking in Frankton's residential streets.
Well, it's happening now, so it's just we're just concerned that it'll probably compound the problem.
The Frankton community is now concerned. Streets like this behind me, Robertson Street and the Remarkables Crescent, might become the new car park alternative.
The organizations who are responsible for monitoring and enforcing the parking restrictions in those areas, it will be down to them working with the community, if you like, to ensure that people who are parking inappropriately don't do so.
Lewis says it's up to the Queenstown Lakes District Council to enforce restrictions on the illegally parked cars in the area. Mina Amso, The South Today.
And Alexandra Vineyard has become part of a growing network throughout the country hosting luxury electric car chargers. John Grant runs a 3-bedroom B&B at the Hawkton Rise Vineyard, and Grant says he has no idea why his property was chosen by the American car company Tesla, but he hopes it will attract some high-end clients. The company paid for the 2 chargers and their installation, but Grant will pay for the electricity costs. Tesla spokeswoman Emily Finlay says there are 11 destination chargers in New Zealand and plans for more. Preparations are in full swing for Dunedin's Midwinter Carnival later this month. It's such an exciting time. One of the highlights will again be the Carnival procession, with more than 1,000 people and a large number of handcrafted lanterns. Roselle LeBone went out and found out just what goes into making those wonderful lanterns.
Behind the scenes, months of preparation go into making thousands of lanterns for Dunedin's Midwinter Carnival. This year's theme is nocturnal nature, and here in the workshop, eels, owls, trees, snails and even a taniwha are emerging.
This is the cane, which is the shaping, and then it's held together with tape, and then we put fairy lights inside, or some sort of lighting inside, and then we tissue it.
Lantern workshops are being held so anyone can get involved in the artistic process. Options for Dunedin families include making their own owls, flaxes or koru.
Getting more and more diverse every year, and we've tried using some movable lanterns and the giant lanterns a little bit last year, but this year we're doing it again. New artists on board, and they're experimenting with new contraptions.
This year's lanterns will have movable joints and body parts. Cane and tape are used to create the structure of the lanterns, which are then fitted with lights and tissue paper. There has been some concern this year the fairy lights, which replace candles, will not arrive in time.
Some of the materials have been a bit delayed. I don't know why. The director will know all those details, but we're just all getting worried here in the art team because we've got lots to do still after the lights arrive.
Last year, a record 15,000 people attended the carnival. Krosky says there will be about 10 new types of lanterns and old ones will be modified to fit this year's theme. The carnival is to be held on June the 24th. Roselle LeBone, The South Today.
Still to come on The South Today, a thief is still at large after yesterday's McAuliffe Jewellers robbery, and Invercargill City Council is retiring its playground mats so they can take a nice walk on the Seaward Bush track.
Bring some more joy into your world by adopting one of our adult animals at SPCA Otago. Call now on 473 8252. Please adopt a pet now, they will love you forever. From rare to the recent, visit the legendary Hard to Find for your quality second-hand books. With the largest stock in New Zealand and a friendly book-loving atmosphere. For good prices, buying or selling, come visit 20 Dowling Street.
It's on again. The Star Regent 24-hour book sale starts noon 9th of June. Don't miss out.
Emu oil has been used for centuries to support joint mobility and tired muscles. Also helpful for supporting healthy skin. Available as oil or in capsules. Go to www.silverhorn.co.nz to order Emu oil today.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489 2274.
We're a 25 Moray Place at Dog with Tails Cafe and Bar. So we take coffee very seriously. We do what's called contract roasting, so we're creating our own roasting profile and then doing our own blends. We're really focused on the craft of what we're doing. You know, we're going back, instead of going on mass-produced sort of cheap things, we're taking the time to really craft what we're making. Make it so anyone can come here and have a feed and be able to get something they're able to eat or that they want to eat as well. You're kind of getting a taste of cafes from all around the world when you come here.
We need your help to secure the future of Dunedin Hospital. The Dunedin City Council is leading the community's call to redevelop Dunedin Hospital as a top-flight teaching hospital right in the city centre. Have you sent your SOS? Add your voice to the thousands demanding central government commit to the health and well-being of the whole southern region. Go to dunedinhospitalsos.nz and fill out your form, or head to a library near you to fill out a paper copy. dunedinhospitalsos.nz.
Grandad loved his family and surfing, in that order. He taught me to surf, and we spent a lot of time in the water together over the years. When he died, I strapped the camera to the nose of his old board and filmed the paddle out at St. Clair. Gillian's played the video on the big screen at his funeral. Grandad would have loved having everyone come out one last surf with him.
Gillian's Funeral Services, helping families celebrate the lives of their loved ones for generations. Gillians.co.nz.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Oakley's Bathroom Centre proudly brings you junior football from around Dunedin. Off the Bar, Saturday 7 p.m, Sunday 1 p.m, and Tuesday afternoon 3:30 p.m.
Thank you for staying with The South Today. Peter Morrison from the Classic Villa Boutique Hotel in Christchurch has been awarded an Order of Merit from the Queen's Birthday Honours List for services to the hospitality industry. With a hospitality career spanning almost 40 years, Mr Morrison has been a mainstay of the Christchurch hospitality scene, holding various executive roles, including the National Board of Hospitality New Zealand, the Hospitality New Zealand as board member and treasurer. He began his career in the mid-70s as a management trainee for Lion, as we used to know it, gaining management experience in various hotels throughout the country. He moved to Christchurch in 1986, where he managed the Hotel Russley before becoming one of that hotel's owners. So in South Dunedin, the jeweller shop McAuliffe Jewellers was robbed at gunpoint late on Tuesday. Store owner Robert McAuliffe says he was shaken by the incident. Of course, police are still seeking the man responsible. Roselle LeBone has more.
The man believed to be responsible for the armed robbery of McAuliffe Jewellers in South Dunedin on Tuesday is still at large. The man entered the South Dunedin store at about 5:40 p.m. yesterday, armed with a handgun and demanding money and gold. He left on foot carrying an amount of cash. The man claimed he had an accomplice with him. Store owner Robert McAuliffe told the South Today the shock had worn off, but he was more scared today than he was yesterday.
Still feeling a bit shaken after what happened yesterday. You almost seemed detached from it to a degree at the time, but it's probably afterwards when it hit you.
No one was injured in the incident. It is the second time the store has been targeted by thieves in the past 8 months after burglars stole thousands worth of jewellery in November last year. Anyone with information is urged to contact the police. Roselle Labone, The South Today.
An Invercargill reserve is being made safer by reusing materials from other council facilities. The Invercargill City Council is using retired playground mats to upgrade the boardwalks on the Seaward Bush track. Here's at The South Today's Ruby Spink.
City Council workers are using their ingenuity to transform out-of-use playground mats into grips for the boardwalks on a bushwalk on the outskirts of Invercargill. Behind me is an example of the recycled materials being used on the Seaward Bush track. Parks Asset Manager Graham Davies says the mats are more durable than the wire mesh currently used in most of the park's boardwalks.
We had some issues with the current product we use. It's a product that's been used for quite some time. It's a mesh wire, and unfortunately it sort of degrades a little bit, and it sort of rusts and it bunches up a little bit over a period of time. It can cause trip hazards and things like that, and it's also a bit maintenance intensive for our rangers. The other thing was that we had some of this retired playground matting around. I want to look at reuse and recycling and things like that, so we decided to give this a trial and see how it went.
The mats come from a range of playgrounds around Invercargill and have required less maintenance than the previous mesh. After trialling the product for 18 months, Davies says regular users of the park have told the council how much better the upgrade is.
We've had really good feedback. When we first put it in, it was when we had a little sign next to it and sort of said, you know, this is what's happening here, and please give us some feedback on how you feel, how you find the product. And we got overwhelmingly positive responses. Most people said it was really springy underfoot, so it sort of gave them a bit of a lift in that small section that they were walking.
He says over the next month, rangers will be installing the mats throughout the rest of the boardwalks in the Seaward Bush, starting tomorrow. I'm Ruby Spink for The South Today.
Still to come on The South Today, a Tapanui resident doesn't want a firing range reopening on Department of Conservation land in his neighbourhood. And 2 and 4 horse teams turned boggy and heavy soil as their iron horse equivalents watched on. Also tomorrow's ODT and the weather.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 15 years. New doors, replacement doors, repairs and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team at 553 Kaikoai Valley Road. Visit www.garrador.co.nz or call us on 488 5676.
The University of Otago, an institute of world-class education and the social epicentre of the city, with outfits needed for more formal functions like the ball and for less formal functions like...
The zoo? Are you sure?
Yeah, trust me.
Yeah, Dad, you'll definitely see me. I'm the one in the yellow and blue face paint and the onesie in the zoo.
Every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Well, what we know is that 1 out of 3 people who has bowel cancer ignores their symptoms to the point whereby they have to turn up to the emergency department with their bowel blockage. 1 in 3 people turns up with a blocked bowel as their first presentation with bowel cancer, which says to me there's plenty of opportunity to detect it before it gets to that stage. And if that's having your doctor look into it, or if that's actually raising a very uncomfortable issue with your doctor first, we've got a lot of room for improvement.
we're doing all we can to raise awareness about this cancer. You know, it's not sexy. It's, you know, it's not part of our anatomy that people like to think about that much. But actually, we need to.
Ask yourself, when was the last time someone talked to you about their bowel habit and they were worried about bowel cancer? But they will talk about worry about melanoma, breast cancer or prostate cancer all the time. So it really is New Zealand's silent cancer.
Autumn is here. Too late to sow grassy, but never fear. Ready Lawn is here. Ready Lawn, your perfect all year round solution. Call Ready Lawn today.
It's on again. The Star Regent 24-hour book sale starts noon, 9th of June. Don't miss out.
Active Furnishers Limited, home of quality service with superior product and an in-house design team who are always happy to advise and create an imaginative solution for you. Active Furnishers Limited, part of Dunedin's design history.
Loss of collagen is the reason for those fine lines and wrinkles. Silberhorn's Collagen Plus naturally supports your collagen levels, giving you younger, firmer looking skin, healthier, shinier hair and stronger nails. Joints, tendons, ligaments and cartilage all benefit from healthy collagen levels, the very foundation of structural health. Support collagen levels naturally with Collagen Plus by Silberhorn. Be quick, buy one now and get a second pack half price. Call now 0800 502 402.
Channel 39 brings you a series of 45-minute documentaries looking at the future and the past. Wednesday nights at 7:30, repeating Friday nights at 8:30, only on Channel 39.
Thank you for staying with The South today. A Tapanui resident is worried that the reopening of a firing range on Department of Conservation land nearby in Whiskey Gully Road will disrupt the peaceful West Otago town. At a West Otago Community Board meeting this week, resident Ted Jones shared his concerns. Jones believes the rifle range will not be safe and does not comply with New Zealand Defence Force standards, with a potential for ricochet off ground-lying boulders. Tapanui Defence Rifle Club President Alan Gunn, I kid you not, Alan Gunn also spoke at the meeting. He is confident that the proposed plans for the shooting range are compliant with regulations and that there is no danger. The DOC has accepted the plans. In sticky conditions, 8 horse teams from the Canterbury and North Otago worked soil in mid-Canterbury for the 67th ploughing match of the Hines Young Farmers Club. Take a look at this. The 2 and 4 horse teams turned the soil in less than ideal conditions. Competitors included veteran Colin Drummond and John Booth of Ashburton, who was competing in his first horse ploughing event. Horses are regulars at the Hines event, but this is the first time that 8 teams have been involved. Magnificent creatures. Classes included vintage qualifying, open and horse events, and a silver plough competition. Alongside the horse teams were plenty of these big things, the iron horses, tractors. They put in their day's work, but not as elegantly as the big Clydes. And let's have a look at tomorrow's ODT. We say good day to our dear friend Barry. How are you?
Craig.
Good day, sir.
Good to be here. Hundreds of jobs are on the line as the Bluff oyster industry is threatened by a parasite.
Yes.
So more details of that in the paper tomorrow. A good news story. A popular Port Chalmers dairy farmer is nearly back in business after a TB incident last year.
That is good news.
Milk will be available.
Terrific.
We also talked to the South Dunedin jeweller who recalls the moment a gunman stormed his store and demanded cash and gold last evening, so that's fairly traumatic for the gentleman. And a big night of sport, actually. I know you're looking forward to this one.
Yes.
The Blues versus the Lions, so that'll be a little bit of a litmus test to see where they're at.
Well, after the disappointing turnout against the Barbarians, against the Blues will be an interesting comparison between
Exactly
the two.
right. Yeah. So there's more ahead of them, of course. It doesn't get any easier, does it?
No.
Crusaders on Saturday, and then of course the mighty Highlanders. So look out for that. We also have the Southern Steel playing the Mystics tonight.
Oh, yes.
So continuing, hopefully, their unbeaten run. So plenty of sport happening this evening.
And good sport it is too. Thank you, Barry.
Thank you.
All right, prepare yourself. Let's have a look at tomorrow's weather.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by Silverhorn Sportsville.
Today's Southern View, which we don't have, we just have our wonderful isolation map. Okay, an anticyclone can do no harm over the southern regions with a light southwesterly flow. Friday may see an active front or two dropping by, meaning cool, changeable weather approaching, but look at that big high drifting towards us. So for the south, cloudy and southwesters all across the deep south. 9 degrees is the expected temperature, a lot of cloud. That's about it, really. Off to the central area, Alexandra fine and light southwesters for you, 11. Similar conditions for Queenstown. Southwesters for town are cloudy too, but fine in Wanaka. Southwesters for you, 9 are the numbers there that I can see anyway. Oamaru fine and southwesters for you, 10 degrees. Similar conditions in Omarama. Fine light southwesters and 9 in Timaru. Similar conditions in Twizel, rather handsome. Here in Dunedin tonight, it should be fine, cloudy and breezy, 5 degrees. Thursday will be overcast, cold, yet the sun may still shine, 3 and 10. Friday is TGIF, mostly fine for most of us, evening showers and a cold southwesterly change quite late, 5 and 11. Sunny Saturday, cold southwesters though. And for Invercargill tonight, fine, and westerlies this evening, 5 degrees. Thursday is going to be fine but cool. High cloud, sunny conditions, 5 and 11. Friday sees it very cloudy though, some showers by the afternoon. Cold southwesters by the evening too, 4 and 10. Sorry about that. But Saturday should be fine and sunny, but cold too with those southwesters. Thank you very much for watching. Please do not forget to find us on Facebook. We upload stories digital first on the South, all throughout the day. www.channel39.co.nz. And I'm Craig Story. Thank you. It has been a pleasure. Good evening.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.